Good morning and welcome to Cedar Creek Homestead, our weekly porch time. I'm not out on the porch. We've kind of had some windy and nasty weather, but I'm in the shop today, sitting back here. Thought I'd take a little time out and give you a little update, our weekly update every week of what we're doing. We've had a busy week putting out tomato plants and other things out in the garden. I made a little kitchen garden where we have radishes and lettuce and stuff like that, and some of that stuff has already sprang up, and we're so happy to have it coming up. And I want to say also a big thank you to all of our subscribers out there, and I also want to have a shout out each week. Last week was Arms Family. This week I'm going to give one to the Micro Homestead. I haven't noticed you folks putting up a video in a few days. I hope you're all right and everything, but they were one of the first ones when I started YouTubing that responded. So wherever you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, we appreciate all of our viewers, and we appreciate those that have helped by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It encourages me when I get subscribers. We've had several new ones, and I think we're up to 56, I believe it is, and we're trying to get up to 100. So once we reach 100, I'm going to go back to everyone that subscribed or commented on the video. It'll be one entry per channel, and I don't care if you have any videos or any subscribers, you're welcome to join. I'm not going to discriminate because you're big time or little time. I'm just a little squirt here in YouTube land with 56 subscribers, and there's a lot of folks that's got nearly 1 million. So I'm just an old country boy out here living life and enjoying it, and I didn't get into YouTube for fame or fortune. I'll tell you why, and I've shared this many times. I got into YouTube because I wanted part of this family. I wanted to be part of it. Several years ago, the Lord laid upon my heart to get out of debt and to go back more into the homestead. And I have always gardened, and we've always put up things. We've done that every year. We did it as I was growing up. After I got away from home, I did the same thing, grew a garden. Even before I got married, it was 2 or 3 years after I left home, went to work for a company up in Missouri. And while I was up there working, I grew a garden. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And I learned how to can green beans and tomatoes and stuff like my mama did. I put pickles. I got a recipe from our little neighbor lady that used to live here. She's passed away now, but for her homemade dill pickles, and we still make them today. And my wife's grandmother made dill pickles, and the recipes are very, very similar recipes. The only thing was our neighbor here, she put in alum, and Stacy, my wife, her grandmother, put in grape leaf. And so we've combined those two recipes, are very similar, and my wife uses what's called pickle crisp now in hers, and we don't put alum or grape leaf, either one, but it was believed that those would help keep your pickles crisp. But I love that kind of stuff, and I started doing this stuff years ago, so we've always done it. But then I felt the Lord. I'm just going to tell you, I felt a calling into getting, not into YouTube, but into the homesteading, back into the traditional ways of things. If it, used to, everybody had this kind of lifestyle. Now it seems to be strange, and I've had people think we're weird because we're into gardening and homesteading and kind of prepping, you might call it. People think that's weird. I've had Christian people criticize me, fellow believers, that they think you're not trusting in the Lord because you're doing this kind of stuff. Well, God told me to do it. I imagine old Noah had the same response when he was building the ark. There was probably people that said, well, you don't trust in God because you're building a boat. It ain't ever rained before. Why do you need the boat? But old Noah, he went ahead and built the ark. And sure enough, it turned out just like God had told him it would. So I felt the Lord tell me, get out of debt, to get back into this lifestyle heavier. And it's funny because at the same time that I was feeling this, quite a few years back, my wife was feeling the same thing. And one day we were visiting and talking about it, and she was telling me, I said, well, the Lord's been dealing with me about that too. So we've worked on it together, and it's been a blessing. Not only that, but I have fun. I'm enjoying this. We don't take big expensive vacations or go anywhere special. We spend it right here at our homestead. And a lot of times in the evening after our work is done, we'll sit on our back porch and have coffee. And I'm telling you, life don't get much better than this. I'm enjoying it and I'm loving it. But we certainly got into this just because the YouTube thing. My wife has been standoffish about it because she doesn't want to be on camera. Now, she can sing in front of a lot of folks. She's a gospel singer, and we'll sing at funerals and singings and different stuff like that from time to time, and she's been in front of some pretty good sized audiences before, but some reason she's camera shy. So I'm working on her that she will quit being camera shy, and I want her to put on some of her videos of canning vegetables and stuff, and she said she will this summer. So and I told her we didn't have to show her face if she didn't want to. We could just show her hands. And I've seen some that do that. You never see their face. You see their hands and stuff as they're working. So I've told her that she could do that if she wanted to. But she's got a lot of good ideas, and she helps me around here. It ain't all just me. It takes my wife too. But we're enjoying it. We're having a fun time. I'm excited about, every year I get excited about the garden and all this. Whether I had YouTube or not, I would still be doing the same old thing as you see. I'm the same old me, whether I'm on camera or not. But this camera sharing has been kind of an adventure. And I love watching your videos, you all that put out videos. If you have something better than what I'm doing, or it don't even have to be better, just share the way you do it. That's all I ask. I like to watch your videos. I have seen some put stuff out that I'd say, I'd never do that because I've already tried it and it don't work. And some put out stuff that they're trying, or maybe they've done for years, and I'm like, hey, that's a good idea, I'm going to try that, and most of the time it'll work just fine. And I think, praise the Lord, I'm glad for this YouTubing and sharing things. So whether I ever get a bunch of subscribers or not don't matter, but I had got to thinking the other day I'd give back something to my viewers just as a gift. So I had come up with the idea that when I hit 100 subscribers, in fact at the time I come up with the idea, I think I had around 20 subscribers. So I thought, well, I probably ain't ever going to hit 100, and if I do, that'll be like some of these that's wanting to hit 1 million right now. That would be, for me to hit 100 would be about like that. So I said, I'll just put something out there and maybe see how people respond. Well, we keep growing every day, and I don't think it's because of the giveaway. It's just people are responding. So we're going to draw a couple of names out once we hit 100 subscribers, and we'll announce it on probably be on one of my Thursday morning porch times that we have each week. We'll share with you who the winner is. But we got a little ways to go from that, but maybe you could even tell others. Sometimes someone will send me a private message or email and say, tune into this person, and maybe you could tell others about me. Someone that would like our style. My style's not going to fit everybody. I'm just an old country boy. You could call me an old hillbilly, but I'm just an old Okie from Muskogee, basically. I was born in Muskogee, Oklahoma at that hospital, and I always tell people I'm an Okie from Muskogee. Out here, I was raised out in the boonies. We weren't rich or famous or nothing like that, and what you see is what you got. And I'm just an old humble person trying to make a living and trying to raise a garden, and got a few cows and stuff, and we're just enjoying life here, and we're blessed of the Lord. I wanted to show you something here. I thought about making a separate video about this. I'm not getting paid to do this stuff, but I wanted to advertise a vitamin, and this is Ester C vitamin C. If you can see that in the camera, Ester C vitamin C. I take this every day. 1,000 milligram pill. I'm not a doctor. This is a disclaimer, not giving you medical advice. But I used to have asthma real bad, and I'd get to where I couldn't hardly breathe. So I was doing some work for a lady up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and she I was sniffling and stuff, and I still sniffle sometimes, but my head was all kind of stopped up that day. And she said, "Do you take anything?" I said, "Well, I have asthma medicine because I have trouble breathing." And she said, well, she gave me a bottle like this. She said, "Take this home." I feel she was a Christian woman. I've never met her again in my life. Couldn't tell you who she was now. If you're watching, ma'am, that gave me a bottle like this of Ester C, I want to say thank you, because you have blessed me with that. I believe there's natural remedies to nearly everything. I'm not one of these far out there, everything you take a supplement for, but I got to taking those vitamins. I waited before I started taking them, and every year I'd had the flu, and would get the flu and get very sick. And also I'd get head colds, and when allergy time come on, and a few times I even had to go to the hospital and get a shot because I'd get to where I couldn't breathe, and I took asthma medicine every day. Well, finally I said, something's got to give. So I started taking these vitamin C's. My wife said, maybe you might not want to take them because some stranger gave them to you, and what if they're not safe? Well, the little seal was still there, so I started taking them. And guess what? It wasn't long. I didn't have to take asthma medicine anymore. And you might take other vitamin C brands. One of my aunts orders from a little magazine thing that's sent out there, and she orders vitamin C. I've stuck with this because it works. I don't trust a lot of those generic things. They may be just perfectly fine, but because this worked, I started taking it. I also talked to other people that are into vitamins, and they say you could take like up to 3,000 or 4,000 milligrams, which this is a 1,000 milligram pill in here. It's a pretty good sized little pill, but they make them in 500 also. That's half of that size, so it's easier to swallow. I don't have trouble swallowing these big pills, but I take one of these every day. When it's real allergy time, or I notice my nose is running a lot, I'll take 2 of these in a day. And it's really helped me. And I've been taking them now for probably 5 years that I've been doing this. And so I'm a living, walking testimony. I quit taking asthma medicine. I don't take it no more. I don't get stopped up. Now, every once in a while on a windy day out, my nose will start running. But I don't think you're ever going to be totally immune to all these allergens and stuff that's out there. But this stuff works. So I wanted to share this with you today, that if you're a homesteader, we have to be outside a lot. And it's miserable if you're stopped up. So get you some Ester C or some type of vitamin C. I recommend Ester C. In fact, I have given several bottles of this away. We have a grocery store here in town. This is like $9 for a bottle like this. This has 90 capsules in it. So for 3 months worth, for $9, the medicine I was taking was like $300 a month, and I went from that to what would be $3 a month for this. So it's not bad priced, and it works. And if you take something else that works better, fine. There's probably all kinds of remedies and things, but I would rather take something natural than take a synthetic type medication or asthma inhalers and stuff like that. But it has really been a blessing to me, the vitamin C. And once again, if that lady ever happens to be watching one of my videos and sees it, well, we certainly appreciate it. I want to show you something else that was sent to me. It's a peace pipe. And I don't smoke, never have smoked a cigarette or anything like that in my life, but smoke a peace pipe. And this has a little holder. It goes on the wall. I think it sets, like this, if I've got it right. It's kind of hard to see the whole thing in the camera. But a guy here made this and sent to me, and I certainly appreciated him making this here. And it's an Indian peace pipe, and it's more just for decorations and looks. We're in Indian country here, and so it's actually hollow. I suppose you could smoke in this if you knew what you were doing. And but anyway, we have a lot of Indians around here. A lot of my family's Indian. I believe I have some Indian blood in me, but not enough to get a roll number. But we certainly appreciate this gift that was sent to us, and thank you very much for making that, Larry Donaldson. We certainly appreciate it. And the little wall plaque that goes with it, it's got some little engravings here and stuff, and he made all this by hand, took a pair of antlers there, and made it. My son's latched onto it. He's 19 and wanted to put it up in his room. He's very proud of it. But we're down here in Indian country, and this part of the area has a lot of Indian culture. Not very far from us is the Cherokee Courthouse, where they held court and stuff. The Cherokees here actually have their own Supreme Court. There's a man that lives here that I know that was, I don't know if he still is, one of their justices on their Supreme Court. And that's kind of neat here. I was born and raised here. And so a lot of the people I've known growing up are Indian descent, and so it's a pretty neat area, and I appreciate getting a gift like that. Even though I'm not considered a full-blood Indian or anything, I have always thought that we probably had some Indian blood in us, but anyway, it's always neat to get little gifts, and I certainly appreciate that gift. And anyway, there's a lot of goings on around now, and I hope your stuff in your garden's doing good. We've kind of had a slow start to the spring. I hope things are ramping up at your garden and homesteads all over the country and overseas, and I hope you're getting geared up for a wonderful season this year. My wife was at Walmart and found some canning jars on sale, and so she went ahead and bought some more. We have lots of jars. I would say thousands of jars. I don't know how many, but we got a bunch that's filled, and a bunch more that could be filled in storage, because people was giving us jars like crazy. And then every time my wife finds them on sale, she'll go ahead and buy them, and she got those quart jars for like $5 a box at Walmart, the Ball brand, and they already have the seal and the ring, the lid and the ring on there, so it's worked out pretty good. So if you've got a local Walmart or somewhere, you might want to just go back and see. They may have some of their canning supplies on sale and would save you some money. You know, getting into homesteading at first can be rather expensive, because you have we've collected jars over the years, and we've had aunts and uncles and people that's passed away, and their family knows that we're into this, so they will offer to give the jars, and sometimes they're full of food. We usually dump it all out, because some of it is not marked and you're not sure about how old the stuff is in the jars, but we'll dump it out and then we reuse the jars. But you know, it saves you a lot of money, a little bit of work dumping the jars out, but you know, that's all right too. We don't mind that. Get a lot of jars that's just empty, and people have quit around here. A lot of the older folks have quit canning and doing that stuff, and they want to get rid of their jars, so you can get jars pretty easily. Or I've even went to auctions. There's a lot of estate auctions around here where people have had to go to the nursing home, and they'll have all this stuff. It's sad, in my opinion, because you'll go and they sell off all their garden tools, all their can jars, everything they own, their mowers, utensils, dishes, the whole works gets auctioned off, and people just wade through all that stuff and they'll auction it off here, and people drag it home. And I think what took people years to accumulate, and now it's all gone in a matter of a few hours, it's all disappeared. But that's a good place to get canning jars if you need them. Anyway, I've kind of rambled and went on here today for quite a while, a little spell. And I sure appreciate you tuning in, all the words of encouragement, all of our subscribers. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I've got several videos that should be coming out, planting squash, green beans. I already put the green bean one up. We had a chicken emergency, some other things that have happened, and I'm sharing them. I've got plenty of material to put out on YouTube. I'm trying to put a video every day out. They may just be little short, simple videos, but I'm trying to get the material out there as quickly as I can. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am, and I'm certainly enjoying your videos. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you next time here on Thursday morning coffee time at Cedar Creek Homestead. God bless you. Have a great day.